few more times.
Hi, TEL 313 students. I'm Dr. Folger.
And I'm John Moritz.
We co-created this course for you, and we are so excited to bring you something that's so powerful in the next several weeks. It's called an idea folio, and it's just an idea that came to us through our conversations and working together. We know that you're all preparing for your future workplace, and we have no idea of what those future workplaces are. We're going to learn about you and about them in the coming weeks. So in order to make sure we understood what we wanted to take you through process, we decided to experiment with running the curriculum in our own lives.
Yes.
So John took on the idea of creating his idea folio, which is an example, and it is listed in Blackboard for you to see. And I'm just going to talk to John for a minute about the process that he went through, which will also be the process that you will go through in this coming week. And just so you know, the process will be very similar, very rhythmic in lessons 2 through 6, right? So once you get acclimated to the idea of the process, you'll be a lot more fluent and fluid as you go through it with different concepts that come your way each week. So this week the topic was collaboration, and we are exemplifying that because
Yes,
we think we created a course that's pretty powerful. And I know I could not have ever done anything like we're creating for you by myself. Took many meetings and lots of powerful conversations. So anyway, John, you went through the process of creating an idea folio, and one of the first things you did was create a mind map.
Yes.
So tell me about that process.
Well, the mind map was a new structure for me to use when I'm reading. And I was at first a little frustrated just because I was aware of how much it was slowing down my reading. Like usually you would just read along, and it might take a moment to reflect or to think or to synthesize, but to do that overtly on paper, it broke up my reading some. And so I was a little frustrated at the beginning, although at the end of reading the first couple articles, I was aware of how much more I had retained from taking that break to write down what I felt were the most important parts, to organize it in an organic way, and just
Can you actually see that mind map in your mind right now?
Yeah, I can.
All the pieces,
Yeah.
most of the pieces.
Yeah, and I watched the TED Talk and the 6 steps, and really followed that, to make sure that we're recommending
good practice for the students, right?
And using different colors and drawing
curved
images
lines
and no straight lines. All of that. It was really a powerful practice for me to do. So
awesome.
I enjoyed that quite a bit.
Okay, so then the next step was to find a case study that might be helpful to you in your future target. Why don't we talk for just a minute about what your workplace is that you're sort of demoing this through?
Right, and I feel real fortunate to be in my workplace. Not projecting on a future workplace. I get
like
to actually.
Like the students will be, so you'll have to make some things up.
Yeah, but
John
I'm getting to actually apply
more
what we're doing into a real life, into my real life situation, along with trying to dream big. So it's been a really great opportunity for me to focus on my work. But my current job is to work with related arts teachers. So I work for Glendale Elementary School District, and I am a teacher of teachers. So I work with the music, art, PE, band, and computer teachers.
Across the district?
So from the whole district. So there's 17 sites and about 100 teachers that I'll work closely with. And my job is just to help support them.
So the collaborative struggle was?
Well, what's hard for the related arts teachers is they're called singletons. So there's only one music teacher at a building. There's only one PE teacher. And so they often get thrown into these other structures, like, for staff meetings and for collaborative work, they're the last thought, like, oh, well, you can go work with second grade because there's no one else for you to work with. That's just that's just the reality.
Okay. But it's not okay for you from your perspective.
And for me, that's my job, is to find a better way for them to communicate and to collaborate and to work together to help refine their practices. The way the other instructional leaders, principals, achievement advisors are working with regular grade levels, and offering and helping
connection to one another.
Yeah.
So did you find a case study that was helpful?
It was hard. It was hard for me
Yeah.
because I really, and maybe I approached it with just a very simplistic, art teachers, collaboration, digital technology,
Yeah, no, it's not that easy, is
and
it?
it wasn't. So I had I found some articles on using technology to collaborate. I found a lot of articles, and I think where my case studies really went was how do these this singleton type of teacher,
Isolated.
how do they collaborate?
Okay.
And then I was able to kind of bring the technology in, but I didn't find articles that really
So
defined that. But it was what are best practices for
best practices.
collaboration, and then I really
So
dreamt
open
of
up,
that.
open up the idea a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't
and
find
get
exactly
creative
what I was
with
looking
yeah.
for.
So that's really important in your library research, is to make sure that you're open to what articles might offer you, and being able to translate somebody else's study
Yeah.
into your future workplace. So
I think
that's
also
good.
just being patient of, looking,
Oh,
like
yeah.
when I would do
library research.
when I would do some article, when I would do some searches and I would look through the abstracts, it kind of gave me some new words to put into my
Oh,
search.
good.
I think that just going with what exactly, the exact, frame that I
The
wanted wasn't
keywords.
there, but when I just took my time and looked at the abstracts and thought, oh, well, that's actually a better word to describe what I'm looking for. It took some time, but I did end up
Refine it
finding
that way.
some great material.
Okay, so then the next process you went through was to analyze a scenario, which in this case actually happens to be John's scenario, the scenario that you're going to be analyzing this week. So in reference to the TPAC framework, so
Mhm.
technology, pedagogy, and content.
Yeah.
And you read that scenario.
I did.
I wrote the scenario. So can you just sort of summarize for me what you see in terms of the curriculum?
And are you referring to this scenario, the back channel, or
Yes.
to my scenario?
Yeah,
of
no, the back channel.
Oh, okay. So the technology was to use the meetup or today's meet
Mhm.
to be a place where everybody could contribute their ideas and have an ongoing conversation while professional development is occurring.
So the curriculum would be the professional development topic.
Mhm.
The technology would be
The use of the
the
devices.
devices that they were sending data to, plus the
The
website.
website to hold and to
Mhm.
manage that
Mhm.
communication.
And the pedagogy then is that idea of conversations
Yeah.
that typically are naughty, right?
Right.
Whispering type conversations during a professional development meeting. So,
Yeah.
awesome. And then we were asked to look at the SAMR model, and I printed that out for you so you could sort of reference it.
Mhm.
So when you're looking at SAMR,
Yeah.
we're cheating for you, by the way, so you have to write this up. The use of the back channeling tool,
Mhm.
is that, do you think, transformation or enhancement?
Yeah, when I think of a situation and I look at the SAMR, the first, I think, delineation is to decide if it's above the line or below the line.
Right.
Is this, and I think that definitely is above the line, that you're augmenting, you're modifying the conversation, that
You're allowing it.
Yeah, you're modifying what the normal practices are.
Right.
I think that it would be redefinition if you were actually inviting voices who were not present in the room, because really you could have those conversations, like that could happen. It's in the same learning environment, so I think it's modifying using that back channel. I think that if you were using the back channel and you were inviting people to participate in the conversation who were not actually present in the room, then that would be
How fun would that
redefining.
be?
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah.
We ought to give that a try.
Ah,
That would be redefining.
okay.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah. Yeah, I like your thinking too.
Yeah.
Okay, so taking all that, and now you're jumping into creating an idea for your idea folio. So your idea folio is going to be created on the web using Google Sites. And this is a place where you record it's like a portfolio.
It is.
But it's a futuristic portfolio because you haven't really done these activities yet with your future students. You're dreaming. You're dreaming about what you see as the possibilities. And now as you dream, I want you to dream in terms of no financial restrictions, no limitations to technology. Really make it a visionary dream.
Yeah.
So did you dream big
I did.
for this
I
next
did.
activity?
Mhm,
Okay,
I
so
did.
tell us about your idea.
Well, for the collaboration, I really, and with the case studies and with some other articles and you know, documents I found, I knew that, and I guess my experience that we could use Google Docs to have there be common documents where they could each
Share.
contribute,
Mhm.
and so that like and with the collaboration that they are doing in my district and at the sites, it's called professional learning communities, and we're following the DeFore model. So there's a structure, that you're supposed to follow, but it does, with the structure that they're provided, it asks them to be having these conversations. So my first thought was, well, we'll use Google Docs so that the related arts teachers could have the same conversations that's going to move their practice forward as a set of second grade teachers, like just having that happen and occur online. That's possible. So that's kind of the augmentation,
Okay,
that we
from
give them
Summer.
that
Mhm.
space. And I think that what redefines that activity is just what I said about the back channel, that we elicit the contribution of thought leaders in the art world and in the music world, and ask them to review the pacing guides that they're creating, and ask them to be a part of that conversation of best practices, to look outside of our own.
And conversations don't happen in a silo, right?
Absolutely, and with them being online and being in the digital space, it's ongoing and it's not time bound. It's not
Place bound.
Yeah.
Even at home.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
And so I think that's where the reach is beyond just we've got these 17 art teachers and then we're going to ask them to collaborate, and that alone is going to be a great activity. But then to encourage and set up a platform for which they can receive and send feedback and response to art teachers beyond just
Right.
Glendale. I
Right.
think that's going to be a really amazing.
So this really is a dream situation for you.
Mhm.
You haven't done it yet, right? So it's if you want to pause the video and look at John's write-up, his
Yeah.
Google site is available to you in the Blackboard shell, and you can read the scenario. Now the scenario this week is a text narration,
Mhm.
I believe, with 2 still shots and a video clip embedded that will help illuminate some of the ideas that you want to communicate and share.
Right.
Every week you're going to be asked to create sort of a story or a narrative, but using some different techniques and tools in terms of the technology and,
Right.
and what goes on that website. So this week's, you're going to create a page for collaboration.
Mhm.
That's where your idea for collaboration will go. You'll have your scenario, and then below that you will have the references for the information sources that contributed to your idea, and that would
Right.
be the
P21
reading
articles.
collaboration, the collaboration readings, the concept readings, and then the case study that you also used as well.
Yeah.
And I think that's all that's going to go on their website.
Yeah.
As we decided. Okay.
Yeah.
So, any closing words? What are your thoughts about?
Well, I think.
What did this do to you?
I think
going through the process?
That it really helped me envision like what I actually can make happen.
I know you were really excited about it
when
when it came.
I really am.
As you were doing the readings and going through it, it kind of
and
solidified
I think
ideas
it'll
for
be a great opportunity for our students to dream big. I dreamt big, but also probably was limited a little bit by my true reality. I'm not sure if that's
well, they have some
drawback or
understandings of
benefit.
reality
Yeah.
as well, I'm guessing.
But
So,
I think one of the best benefits from the Idea Folio is that at the end of the class we'll have 81 right now.
across all of the students.
Yeah, we'll have 81
You
Idea
can spy on each other,
Folios.
get ideas from each other.
And what a great resource to
Yeah.
go into
Yeah.
to the real workplace with. Here's a whole plethora of ideas.
I wonder if we
for-
should collect the idea folios across semesters so that we have
Absolutely.
a collection of collections
have a
that
matrix
just
of,
continues to grow.
yeah, and I think that's really a strong benefit, is that you're there contributing their ideas, and synthesizing them in a way that makes them shareable, but then they're also a part of a community, where they can go and look for more ideas
And get
bring them back.
inspiration
Yeah,
from one
be
another.
inspired.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be a fantastic artifact to have at the end, that to be a part of that.
And what a
community.
great opportunity to create something for a future job interview, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
have fun with this. We know we've enjoyed doing it and creating it for
Yeah.
you. So if you have any questions, email your facilitator and talk to each other.
Exciting.
Okay.
All right.